Praise be Jesus and Mary. In today's gospel, Jesus is asked by a scribe, which is the first of all the commandments. Our Lord responds with the expected answer, the all too familiar Shema prayer. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And then our Lord adds, for completeness' sake, the second greatest commandment, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. He then concludes, there is no other commandment greater than these. So love of God comes first. To him is due our worship, adoration, our love above all things. He created us out of love and for love. He shows us how to love. The whole life of Christ is one lesson of divine love. And God communicates his love to us in various ways, especially through the sacraments, above all, the Holy Eucharist. Oftentimes we make the mistake, though, of trying to love God while overlooking or neglecting the love of our neighbor. That's the second greatest commandment our Lord tells us. And the two go hand in hand. They can never be separated. They're kind of like two sides of the same coin. So if we love God, we must also love our neighbor. St. Augustine explains it this way. The love of God is first in order of commandment, but the love of neighbor is first in order of action. Because you do not yet see God, by loving your neighbor, you merit seeing him. By loving your neighbor, you cleanse your eye for seeing God, as John clearly says. And this is what St. John says in his first letter. Whoever claims to love God yet hates a brother or sister is a liar. For whoever does not love their neighbor, their brother and sister whom they have seen, cannot love God whom they have not seen. And he has given us this command, anyone who loves God must also love their brother and sister. And in his old age, St. John repeated this teaching, love of neighbor, love one another. And he seemed to teach hardly anything else than this. So important it was. And he explained the reason. This is the precept of the Lord, and if you observe this, it alone will be enough. One day, St. Angela of Foligno prayed to the Lord to give her some sign by which she would know that the Lord truly loved her and that she truly loved him. The clearest sign, our Lord answered, of mutual love between me and my servants is that they love their neighbors. We can understand, therefore, why our Lord, after asking St. Peter 3 times if he loved him, told him 3 times, feed my sheep, feed my lambs. That is, if you really love me, you take care of those whom I have entrusted to you, all those souls I have given to you, for whom I have died. So love of God, to be true, has to be coupled with love of neighbor. We might ask ourselves today, are we loving God truly by loving our neighbor? We're told that the early Christians had such great love for each other that they amazed the pagan world and they won so many converts to the faith. The love of Christians for each other, for their neighbors, might not be so obvious today as it should be and needs to be. let us do our part and love our neighbor, not in theory, but in practice, not in a general sense, but specifically with those whom our Lord has placed in our lives, our daily lives, those whom we will encounter today. Praise be Jesus and Mary.